Today, Chicago rapper Lil Durk remains behind bars after being denied bond at his first court appearance.
Lil Durk looked nothing like a guilty or remorseful man as he stood to listen to the judge in court.
He's facing several felonies, including attempted murder and aggravated assault.
In fact, the rapper's composure was somewhat threatening.
By the witnesses that they place in the witness chair over here, they may call one or more witnesses.
And without minding that he was being filmed, Lil Durk gave everyone in the court a cold, hard stare. This behavior didn't start in court. Prosecutors accused him of threatening witnesses who hoped to testify against him. Now he's threatening a judge. Lil Durk's threats caught on tape.
Going against you by a probable cause standard, and they will attempt to do that by the witnesses that they place in the witness chair over here.
Lil Durk is currently facing the greatest battle of his life, and he has reportedly hired Drew Findling, a highly regarded criminal defense attorney, to help him fight his murder-for-hire case. The Chicago rapper appeared in court on November 14th, where he entered a not guilty plea to charges alleging that he masterminded a murder-for-hire plot.
Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a murder-for-hire plot
that led to the shooting death of rival rapper Quando Rondo's cousins at a Los Angeles gas station in 2022. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, the 32-year-old rapper, born Durk Banks, was remanded to the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown Los Angeles after receiving a trial date of January 7, 2025. Meanwhile, a status conference was held on November 25th, and Durk will again appear in court on December 12th for a detention hearing. However, the most interesting information emerging from Durk's recent appearance in court surrounded his demeanor as well as an alleged threat to the judge. According to sources close to the ongoing case, Durk appeared unbothered by the weight of allegations against him and was even caught making suggestive body gestures to the judge during the proceedings. The sources who were present during the court proceedings interpreted Durk's gestures as thinly veiled threats to the judge. Although there is no substantive evidence to support these claims, this wouldn't be the first time that Durk would be accused of making threats toward people involved in his ongoing murder-for-hire case. On October 24th, FBI agent Sarah Corcoran filed an affidavit that revealed damning details about Durk and his attempt to intimidate witnesses. According to Corcoran, evidence collected during the FBI investigation into Durk's illegal activities showed that the rapper had been threatening OTF members who he believed were snitching on him. In the affidavit, Corcoran also mentions that the names of the witnesses had been deliberately left out to protect their identities and ensure the safety of their families. Despite this safety, a measure, the affidavit goes on to state that several of the witnesses have received death threats and/or have been allegedly contacted by Durk in an attempt to influence their cooperation with law enforcement officials in the ongoing murder-for-hire case. The affidavit caused a stir online and brought Durk's OTF crew under intense scrutiny, as internet users tried to guess which of the members could be feeding the FBI with information. As fans continue to take in all the facts emerging from this case, the OTF showed they don't just have a loyalty problem, but some of their members can't just keep quiet. Barely 24 hours after Durk's not guilty plea was entered, an associate of the embattled rapper shared an audio clip that featured an alleged jail phone call with Durk. The audio makes the rapper's first public communication since his arrest in October. During the 2-minute prison call, which was shared by Instagram user 900brubra, Lil Durk assured the user that he was in high spirits despite the current downturn in his fortunes. The user captioned the post, "Just got off the phone with my brother at Lil Durk, he in good spirits, staying positive and fighting to get back home to his kids and family. We not glorifying negativity. We're more than just street guys." That's actually an understatement. We're men of honor and code no matter our financial status. Bro hit the main line with the rest of our kind. No PC. During the call, Lil Durk revealed that he was being treated somewhat favorably in the prison, and he also clarified that he wasn't being held in protective custody.
This call is from a federal prison.
Say what, bro?
I said, I know you're rich, but if you need anything, you know I got you.
Hey, upstairs, they be like, man, you know you, man, send me upstairs. Whatever it is, I gotta adapt to it.
The post was reshared on X, formerly Twitter, by No Jumper, and it immediately attracted a flurry of comments from fans, with many of them questioning the rationale behind releasing such an audio. One user wrote, "I wonder if he know he's being recorded again." Another user aimed their frustration at No Jumper, writing, "No Jumper stays snitching. This whole company, they're rats." A third person commented, "His people are weird AF." Although the relationship between the user and Lil Durk remains unclear, a look through the former's Instagram activity shows links to Durk's OTF label. His posts indicate that he has had collaborations with OTF rappers such as Bonnie Mo, as well as photos with Booker 600 and Lil Durk himself. One such post was shared in April 2022, showing the rapper thanking Lil Durk for helping him succeed. The caption read, "On this same day 2 years ago, I was in the backseat going on skits now. I'm backstage going on tour. Blood solid as they come. At Lil Durk 4 before Eva Loyal broke. Without a doubt, the jail audio adds another interesting dimension to a case that continues to draw media attention due to the severity of the allegations and the high-profile individuals involved. Interestingly, the introduction of Drew Findling as a member of Durk's legal team has created another viral talking point with fans and celebrities alike, weighing in on the possible impact he could have on the case. The highly respected Atlanta-based criminal defense lawyer has an impressive track record with a star-studded client list that includes public figures such as Donald Trump, Gucci Mane, Cardi B, and Offset. Known as the billionaire lawyer, Findling has also represented several rappers, including Quavo, NBA YoungBoy, and Waka Flocka Flame. While commenting on his approach to picking the cases he works on in an earlier interview, Findling said, "We do not in any way distinguish how we select cases. We don't choose cases or not take cases because of the race of our client, the ethnicity of our client, the substantive charge, or the political views of the client." He also posted an assuring statement claiming he was ready to defend Lil Durk. Findling has had a busy 2024, first representing NBA YoungBoy earlier this year and now joining Durk's legal team. Unsurprisingly, fans have warmly received the news, with rapper 50 Cent recently coming out to back the decision. In a November 14th Instagram post, 50 Cent shared a photo of Findling while expressing confidence about Durk beating his murder for hire case. 50 Cent captioned the post, "Lil Durk got Drew Findling on the case is sharp. If they didn't cross their T's and dot their I's, he gonna hit the bricks again." The Many Men rapper had previously commented on Lil Durk's current situation when he sat down for an interview with The Breakfast Club shortly after Durk's arrest. During the interview, 50 Cent recalled meeting Lil Durk a while back and warning him to watch his back when it comes to members of his OTF crew. 50 Cent revealed,
"Even with Durk, I was telling him, like when I had him, he was in New York. We did the power thing.
That's
Like I was like, yo, this is them right there. It's a rip, right?" He's like, yeah. And I said, yo, just watch him. His crew.
50 told the interviewers about his own experience with a possible snitch, adding that he had that type of energy with one of his drivers who was allowed on a plane after getting arrested. This made him second guess who this driver was and how he got out of jail so fast. After sharing the story, the iconic rapper revealed Durk remembered when someone found his address without him sharing such info. He goes,
He said, "You know what?" He said, "Somebody just came in my house. How do they know exactly what the address is? I don't give my address to nobody."
Recall that Lil Durk's nemesis is allegedly an OTF member known as Jam, who served a 12-year prison sentence. News of Lil Durk's new representation was made public shortly after the rapper appeared in a Los Angeles federal courtroom where he pleaded not guilty to the multiple charges brought against him. While Durk was initially arrested on a murder for hire charge, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California subsequently brought an additional 2 charges against him. 1 count of use of interstate facilities to commit murder for hire resulting in death, and 1 count of using, carrying, and discharging firearms and a machine gun and possession of such firearms in furtherance of a crime of violence resulting in death. The 4-count superseding indictment, which was filed on November 7th, named Durk as the lead defendant to a previous indictment from October 17th. Furthermore, the indictment charged 5 other defendants, Kayvon London Grant, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Bryan Lindsay, and Asa Houston in connection with the August 2022 murder for hire plot that tragically left Quando Rondo's cousin Lil Pab dead. Another person who has been very vocal about Lil Durk's arrest is music manager Wack 100. However, he doesn't seem to share the same optimism about Lil Durk's chance of beating the case like 50 Cent. While making an appearance on Vlad TV in October, Wack 100 expressed doubt when asked if he thought Durk could get out of his current legal troubles. Wack maintained that his situation was way different from Young Thug's, which was about the state's overzealous DA. He continued,
"You're dealing with the FBI. They're gonna watch you run around.
Yeah, for 2 years they did this.
Until they build their case."
During the interview, Wack also drew comparisons between Lil Durk's current legal troubles and those faced by music mogul P. Diddy. The comparison came after DJ Vlad asked Wack if he had polled fans on whom they thought was the bigger dummy between the two and who Wack believed would win the poll. While responding, Wack shared,
And I don't think Diddy knew he was intentionally doing things in his mind that was violating the law to that magnitude. Right now, it's like you gave your life, revenging a life, but you still didn't take the life.
No.
that you were supposed to revenge.
Wack concluded by stating that he felt Durk was the bigger dummy because Durk was more aware of the implications of seeking revenge for his slain homie, unlike Diddy, who was just living life in a way he felt was normal. Much of the similarities between the Durk and Diddy cases can be pinned down to the amount of drama and controversy that have been generated by both cases. However, when taken individually, both cases are starkly different and have more disparities than similarities. While Diddy all but surrendered himself to law enforcement officers, Durk allegedly tried to make a run for it once he learned the FBI was after him. Lil Durk tried to flee before arrest. On October 24th, federal agents swooped in and arrested 5 men in connection with the Los Angeles shooting that killed Quando Rondo's cousin in August 2022. Federal prosecutors in California later announced the grand jury indictment of all 5 men who were said to be affiliated with Durk's OTF crew. The charges brought against the men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. All 5 defendants listed in the indictment are at risk of being slapped with the death penalty if convicted. Furthermore, the indictment alleges that all 5 men have ties to Only the Family, also known as OTF, a hip-hop group founded by Lil Durk. Authorities also revealed that 2 of the men were also Chicago street gang members. The men were arrested in the Chicago area and appeared at the Dirksen U.S. courthouse that same day. U.S. Magistrate Judge Jeffrey Gilbert ordered that they should be held in custody pending further proceedings and the transfer of the case to Los Angeles. As the news of the men's arrest began to circulate online, social media became rife with speculations about Durk's involvement in the crime committed. Unbeknownst to everyone, the rapper was already making plans to flee the country. According to the FBI, after catching wind of his men's arrest, Durk immediately booked multiple international flights in a desperate attempt to escape U.S. jurisdiction. Durk initially booked 2 one-way trips to Dubai and Switzerland. However, for reasons best known to him, the rapper didn't board any of these 2 flights. Sources close to the investigation believe Durk knew the FBI were already watching him, so he booked the 2 flights as some sort of decoy to send federal agents on a wild goose chase while he escapes to another destination. That destination was South Central Europe, Italy, to be precise. As per FBI records, Lil Durk scheduled a 3rd flight to Italy, but was apprehended by federal agents in Miami just an hour before the private jet was set to depart. The rapper was arrested around 8 p.m. on October 25th and was immediately taken to Broward County Jail. Lil Durk was later extradited to California, where he had his arraignment hearing, which was presided over by U.S. Magistrate Judge Patricia Donahue, who ordered Durk to be jailed without bond. Following Lil Durk's arrest, Quando Rondo released a new song titled Life Goes On, which seemingly references the murder of his cousin and laments the violent culture in hip-hop. In the song, Rondo raps, "I'm scarred from all the losses in the streets. I never thought I'd see your name next to R.I.P." Rondo announced the new song through a touching post on his Instagram page where he denounced gang violence while highlighting the painful repercussions of street life. He wrote, "We didn't get into this music industry to make it just to stay caught up in this street. We all have families and communities counting on us. It's time to leave all that behind." Rondo concluded the statement by adding that he had forgiven those he has had issues with in the past and is praying for everyone. While Rondo didn't mention Lil Durk or Only the Family by name, his fans had a good idea of what his message was addressing and who it was being directed toward. Over the last few years, Quando Rondo has been locked in a bitter feud with Lil Durk and several other rappers affiliated with the OTF crew, including the late King Von. In fact, the whole murder for hire plot that set up the shooting death of Rondo's cousin is said to be in retaliation for King Von's death. The late Chicago rapper was killed on November 6, 2020, during a shooting outside Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta. The shooting occurred after a fight broke out between Rondo's crew and King Von's crew in the parking lot of the club. During a 2021 interview with Angela Yee, Quando Rondo recounted the altercation, stating that he and his team had acted in self-defense after they were attacked by King Von and his entourage on that fateful night.
Like, I'm thinking it's some regular individuals. If I would have just tried to walk through them, so I'm letting this group come by. Next thing you know, it hit me. You feel me? Boom, bam. Man, like, I lied to you not, man. I lied to you not. It's like I had an out-of-body experience.
Rondo explained, in the ensuing gunfight, 3 people were killed, including King Von. 2 days later, the Atlanta Police Department released a statement confirming that the APD homicide unit secured arrest warrants against 22-year-old Timothy Leaks for felony murder in the shooting death of Davon Bennett. Mr. Leaks is in police custody at Grady Hospital, where he is undergoing treatment for a gunshot wound. Leaks, also known as Lul Tim, Tim, a close associate of Quando Rondo, later posted bond in April 2021. Although murder is a non-bondable offense in Georgia, Lil Tim was granted the option of bond after appealing his case to the Superior Court. 2 years later, the charges against Lil Tim were eventually dropped after prosecutors became convinced that he had acted in self-defense. But while Lil Tim was deemed a free man by the law and King Von's murder case was officially closed by authorities, a sinister plot was slowly unraveling over at the OTF side, spearheaded by Lil Durk himself. According to the superseding indictment brought against Lil Durk on November 8th, the rapper allegedly put a bounty on Quando Rondo in response to King Von's murder. The plan involved offering opportunities in the music industry, as well as cash rewards in exchange for the assassination of Quando Rondo. For Lil Durk, Rondo was to be held responsible for Von's death, and he wasn't going to rest until he had delivered street justice. On August 19th, 2022, 2 years after King Von was killed, the plan was eventually set in motion. According to court documents, several OTF members and associates, using 2 vehicles, a white Infiniti and a white BMW, worked in tandem to track, stalk, and murder Quando Rondo, who was riding around town in a black Escalade. The 3 cars were captured in several locations across the town before Rondo eventually pulled over at a gas station located near the Beverly Center shopping mall. There, the co-conspirators used multiple guns, including a machine gun, to fire at least 18 rounds at Quando Rondo's vehicle, striking and killing a victim later identified as Rondo's cousin, Lil Pab. The whole plot was allegedly orchestrated by Lil Durk and financed using credit cards linked to the rapper. Bank and flight records pulled by investigators showed that an OTF member and close associate of Durk coordinated and paid for the 5 defendants to fly from Chicago to California on the day before the shooting. Around the time the one-way tickets were purchased, Durk reportedly warned the OTF associate booking the flights, "Don't book no flights under no names involved with Sick Me," the court documents showed. Durk also traveled to California on the same day the hitman flew from Chicago to California. However, he made the trip in a private jet and in the company of another co-conspirator named Kevon London Grant. Once they arrived in California, Grant purchased ski masks for the shooters to use to hide their identity during the shooting, and he paid using a credit card in Durk's name. Shortly after the shooting, surveillance video from an In-N-Out burger in Los Angeles captured the co-conspirators at the restaurant. A few hours later, Lindsey, Jones, Houston, Wilson, and a 5th unidentified co-conspirator hopped on a flight from San Diego to Chicago that was booked using the same credit card linked to OTF and Durk. Aside from all these shreds of evidence that tied Durk to the murder for hire plot, the feds also cited Lil Durk's lyrics in the superseding indictment that accuses him of ordering OTF members to murder rapper Quando Rondo. Apart from including 2 additional felony counts against Durk, the updated indictment accused Durk of trying to commercialize the crime by rapping about his revenge. The indictment reads in part, following the attempted murder of Rondo and the murder of Lil Pab, defendant banks sought to commercialize Lil Pab's death by rapping about his revenge on Rondo.
This chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV.
According to the feds, the lyrics of Durk's song Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy directly reference a news clip recorded shortly after the shooting in which Rondo can be seen screaming "No, no" as Lil Pab's dead body is carried out of the vehicle. At some point in the track, Durk references the indictment when he raps. "Told me they got an addy go dot got location go green light go go. Look on the news and see your son, you, screaming no, no." Although the use of rap lyrics as evidence in criminal cases has been largely controversial, the practice has continued unabated and prosecutors are desperate to nail Durk down, even if it means using his own lyrics against him. All these have come as a shock for some of Lil Durk's most loyal fans who have followed his journey right from the beginning. Although Durk has always embraced the violent culture associated with drill rap, the last few years seem to have unearthed a more gentle personality by Durk. However, it would seem that his pursuit of a calmer life was only a ruse. Lil Durk denounces gang life. Before his recent arrest and the whole drama surrounding the murder for hire plot, most fans would have sworn that Lil Durk was a totally changed man on the path to self-discovery.
Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah, mashallah, with my brother Mustafa Abdul Malik, alhamdulillah. And one of the things, mashallah, that, we remind each other about is, our purpose in life. Alhamdulillah, it's a blessing.
After all, the rapper went on a makeshift tour, announcing his new outlook on life to anyone who cared to listen and on every social media platform available to man. Durk's path to finding a new direction in his life began in 2020 when he first announced that he was a Muslim in April 2020 in one of his tracks titled Viral Moment. In the song, Durk says, "I changed my life, I'm Muslim." Nearly a year later, Durk reminded fans he was still a devoted Muslim in the track titled In the Bible. The track featured Drake and Givon with Durk rapping, shouting, "I'm a Muslim / I go by Quran." The rapper also donned the Islamic kufi and thobe in a 2020 music video for his song titled Street Prayer, in which he can be seen observing the Islamic prayer. For what it's worth, most fans genuinely believe that Durk had truly turned a new leaf and welcomed this new peaceful identity. However, when the rapper got several tattoos and showcased them through a series of pictures and videos on Instagram, question marks were raised about his devotion to the Islamic faith. In the pictures, Durk's whole body is completely covered in ink, but a specific tattoo on his legs featuring the words Allahu Akbar forced a massive backlash from fans. Many of the fans condemned the rapper's decision, arguing that it was considered haram and contrary to Islamic principles. Despite this setback, Lil Durk's message of change continued to resonate with many people and even influenced some of his fans to convert to Islam. This particular scenario was highlighted in May 2023 when an African fan took to Instagram to announce his conversion to Islam. The fan hinted that the decision was inspired by Lil Durk by featuring lyrics from the rapper's track Pellicoat in the post. The lyrics from the track read, "Morning time, I pray to Allah, forgive me for the shit I did. Let me get closer to my kids. Can you protect all of my friends?" The viral post soon caught the attention of the OTF boss, and he took to Instagram to acknowledge the fan.
OTF, we used to call ourselves OTF. We used to just be our main little circle. We used to say OTF. We used to just say only the family.
Durk wrote, "This is what makes me feel good. Everything happens for a reason." Barely a month after this, Durk made the news again when he took to his Instagram stories to call for prayers in his hometown. Durk said, "I want to hold the biggest prayer in Chicago for the Muslims that bring everybody together soon. Pride to the side, then after getting problems off their chest, help the petty beef go away. Private location." More recently, Lil Durk made it known that he was still standing strong in his Muslim faith and completely swore off his old life as proof. This came as the rapper took to Instagram on August 18th to make a post about his life and where he is mentally. He captioned the post writing, "Don't label me nothing outside of a man, a father, and a 1000% Muslim, The Voice." Durk later provided more clarity on this statement when he took to his Instagram story with more details about his religious life and how it completely negates gang life. The Grammy Award-winning artist wrote, "I don't gangbang, I'm a Muslim. Basically, what I was saying on my post in so many words, you can't do both. I'ma be the one who say it." The rapper further implored his fans to follow him as he takes on a new chapter in his life. A month later, Lil Durk's bid to reinvent himself received a significant boost when he claimed that his criminal records had been wiped clean. Durk, who has an extensive rap sheet, seemed really excited as he made the announcement on X on September 22nd. He said, "Everybody should get second chances at life. It's about what you do with it. Alhamdulillah, my background wiped and clean of all cases. I ain't a felon anymore. Who would have thought? I want to thank everyone who helped push my vision forward. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, The Voice." Lil Durk's excitement at getting a clean record is understandable. His legal troubles date back to 2011 when he was arrested for a weapons charge, for which he received a 3-month jail sentence. 2 years later, Durk found himself on the wrong side of the law again and was subsequently charged with unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. This time around, the All My Life hitmaker pleaded guilty and was slapped with 18 months probation. Durk's legal troubles went from bad to worse in 2019 when he and late rapper King Von were charged with attempted murder, amongst other charges, stemming from a non-lethal shooting outside of an Atlanta restaurant called The Varsity. The duo were later cleared of all wrongdoing when the charges were dropped in 2022. While celebrating the verdict, Lil Durk's attorney Manny Aurora summed up the feeling within the OTF camp when he said, "While it took 3 years for the state to make the right decision, in the end, the right decision was made, and Mr. Banks Durk can finally put this event behind him." This was perhaps the turning point in Durk's life as he began speaking against the violent culture in rap music that had claimed the lives of some of his closest friends. Barely a month after he and Von were cleared of attempted murder, Durk sat down for an interview with Rolling Stone where he vowed to do his part in ending the violence in Chicago. The rapper said, "I'm going to start by getting the city together, to do my part to slow down the violence." Later in the interview, Durk detailed his upbringing, recounting how he had experienced immense darkness and pain during the first half of his life. Nevertheless, Durk assured his fans that he would stop rapping about violence and focus more on business. Since then, Durk has been involved in all manner of philanthropic activities through his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. On October 18th, Durk was honored during a visit back to Chicago for his birthday celebration when he was presented with the keys to the city from Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson and Bellwood Mayor Andre Harvey. The event was held at Broadview Village Town Hall, and it was attended by grade school students from Durk's Neighborhood Heroes Kaleidoscope program.
I want to thank you so much for all the hard work and the things that you do for the community. You know, so many times people rise to the top and they don't look back and pull nobody else along. One thing I can say about you, you always pulling the next man along. And Neighborhood Heroes is just a blessing to the Chicagoland community.
The award was a clear recognition of Durk's contribution towards community growth and marked a complete 360-degree change in his life. Unfortunately, the cards began to fall from this point, starting with Durk's arrest on October 24, 2024. The consequences of Durk's alleged involvement in the murder-for-hire case caught up with the rapper quickly. Just a week after he was honored with the keys to the city, the Village of Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson ended the city's partnership with Durk's Neighborhood Heroes Foundation and rescinded the key he was honored with. Thompson made the announcement through a statement on Facebook that read in part, "Given the news that Lil Durk Banks has been arrested in Florida and charged with murder for hire, the Village of Broadview is withdrawing our honorary key to the village granted to Durk and is terminating our partnership agreement with his youth organization, Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. As mayor, protecting Broadview's interests and upholding the values of residents is job number one." Although Durk hasn't been convicted of any crime, the seriousness of the accusations leveled against him has somewhat made it impossible for people entangled in the whole drama to sit on the fence. This has created a somewhat toxic atmosphere around the whole case, as friends try to rally behind the rapper while critics insist he must pay the price if found guilty. More recently, rapper Sexy Red joined the list of celebrities to call for Lil Durk's freedom. And believe it or not, Durk's op Lil Tim has also shown some empathy for the embattled rapper. Lil Tim, who was accused of killing King Von, recently sat down for an interview on Vlad TV, and he spoke about the possibility of Durk facing the death penalty over the death of his friend. Tim showed no interest in seeking revenge for Lil Pab's death and instead chose to leave the outcome of the case to God's plan. When asked about how he would feel if Lil Durk gets the death penalty, he goes,
"I feel like, in my head, I just put it like, that what God wanted to happen."
Only time will tell how Lil Durk's case will go. For now, fans would have to sit back and wait until next year when he gets heard in court. For more interesting content like what you've just watched, click on the card showing on the screen